Welcome, Virgos, to your solstice reading where we're looking at the winter-summer solstice. Northern hemisphere, we're tilting away from the sun, and the southern hemisphere, we're tilting toward the sun. So for this reading, we're going to be asking Spirit what they want you to know that during this 3-month solstice period from 12/22 to around March 21st, during that period, what are you leaning toward? What are you leaning away from? So we're going to take a look at that. All the cards I'm going to use for this reading, I do list in the description box of the video down below. So if you see any that tickle your fancy and you want them for yourself, you know where you can pick those up. Now, the first 2 decks we're going to look at are going to be what you are leaning toward during the solstice. So let's take a look here. The first deck is the Sacred Destiny Oracle. All right, so for Virgo, what would you like them to know? What are they leaning toward? All right, this is the one right here. And you have flexibility. Very nice. Like that for you. It's a little, what is that? A tiger. Beautiful. And let's see what comes in with that for you here. So this is called Bamboo in Wind. And it says the symbolism of bamboo runs deep. Whereas many larger, seemingly stronger trees will break in high winds, bamboo simply bends and sways. Its flexibility allows it to survive and even thrive while other species suffer. Even during a hard winter, when its branches are laden with snow, bamboo doesn't break. It snaps back when the snow melts in the spring. It also has a strong root system so that even during great storms, it survives. Additionally, it is often a symbol of abundance because of its rapid growth. Its upward, verdant, constant growth is used as a metaphor for the fulfilling rise of prosperity. I like it. This sacred landscape wants you to know the meaning of this card is rich and varied. It cautions you to be flexible in your life. Be willing to bend and yield. There are times to stand strong, but there are also times to go around a situation rather than face it head on. This card suggests being amenable to change. It is also a fantastic card for abundance and prosperity, and it suggests that if you are flexible, prosperity can and will come your way in all areas. Additionally, it suggests that a time of rapid growth is ahead. Don't resist it. The time is right for this surge of spiritual growth to occur. I like it. So this solstice is going to be one of, I feel like, prosperity, but also one that brings in opportunities to both be strong and be flexible. So understanding that you don't have to be committed in just a one way of approaching things, that you're able to look at different ways to do it too. Let's see what else they have to say. We're going to look at the Sacred Forest Oracle next and see what they want to add on here. All right. What else for Virgo? All right, there we go. And you've got Pure Spirit, Purification as well. Beautiful card, and that is card number 30. We'll put that down here. And let's see what this brings in for you. So a soft layer of snow has shrouded the pines of this sacred forest. You can sense the formidable life force surging through each tree, even in the deepest winter, which this talked about too, right? The little leaves, it doesn't bend, and even though under snow, and then in spring, it bounces back. As you brush up against a branch, the snow is dislodged and softly falls to the forest floor. So both of those mentioned that scenario. With simply the lightest touch of the pine needles, you can feel your entire energy field being purified. Your energy field is being cleansed of all that it doesn't need. Traditionally, pine branches have been used in cleansing ceremonies because ancient people revered their purification qualities. The essential oil of pine is antibacterial and antiseptic as well, which is useful for protecting people from harmful bacteria. This card's appearance is a message to release what doesn't serve, support, or empower you. Let go of anything that feels dull and murky in your life. Cleanse your body and your environment by doing cleaning, space clearing, and clutter clearing. Where your auric field is cluttered and energy is dingy, you can't see the world clearly and will have trouble hearing the messages from Spirit. The time has come to lighten up, eat, and live lightly. Before a shiny, vibrant new cycle can begin, it is essential to let go of the old. The brilliance that pours through you can then shine throughout your life and also help many people. But first, the path has to be made clear. The spirit of the pine says, let go of the old, discarded, and unused. Purify and cleanse and clutter clear your home, your body, and your life. Release whatever doesn't serve or support you. Take time for a total purification. You'll feel better and brighter and also be a clearer channel for the light. I like it. So this purification, this flexibility, letting go what doesn't serve you any longer, really standing out. But both of those mentioned that even though there might be some heaviness that comes in time, trust the winter. Trust that the snow, this purification process comes in, and when it's done, it drops off and you bounce back. So I like it. And then we're going to be looking here at these archetype cards by Carolyn Miss. And these have both light attributes and shadow attributes on each. And so the light attributes are what you're, leaning toward. And then the shadow attributes are what you're leaning away from. So what else for Virgo, please? All right, that one right there. And you've got the Avenger, dun dun dun. And the light attributes, you have a desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. So moving more towards, I like that purification almost that comes in here. It's like, what is true justice? It is allowing people to be rewarded for what they deserve, but with compassion, understanding what it is truly that someone deserves. Just the difference between justice and revenge. The Avenger is that justice, when there's capital T truth involved with unconditional love, then what is truly what they deserve is different from when you are acting out of fear. And it's like, well, it's an eye for an eye, but you don't, realize and see the whole picture, right? The shadow attribute is you're leaning away from resorting to violence in the name of a cause. So, which violence can be any act of fear versus act of love, right? So I like that. Then we're also going to pull from the Power of Surrender deck to see what else you are moving away from here. So again, the flexibility, really about, not being so rigid and like, when this happens, this is what the thing is. It's like, well, rules are like guidelines, right? We have all these supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's that were opinion, but if you just blindly apply it to every situation, it's not always the best, right? And I like that flexibility of really opening up to understand things from a higher perspective. from a pure perspective, which is capital T truths of the higher realm, right? So this is what else you are falling away from. Yeah, surrender to effortlessness. So putting a lot of effort in here, being flexible. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So again, more flexibility here in the path of least resistance. The bamboo does not go, no, I'm not going to bend wind. You can't make me. It's like, okay, well, whatever. Enjoy, So I like that. Excuse me. So next, we are going to, now that we have information on what you're, leaning towards and what you're leaning away from, we're going to pull from the Enchanted Map Oracle and see what are you going to do with this information, either during the solstice or at the end. So let's take a look. All right. So what else for Virgo? All right, there it is. And you've got ghost lands. More winter. Card number 17. We'll put that over here. Let's see what message comes in here. So after you learn this flexibility and knowing that it's not always as it appears, and being flexible in our passing out justice, says you can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. This is whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing, for rarely do the present and the future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there, yet you can take measured steps toward a goal or a dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday's gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and the soul can see. And the reversed meaning of this card says when the Ghostland card appears, it's a sign that you're wandering in an emotional or intellectual place with no real substance, which would be where we're moving away from. There's no point longing for that which is already gone or hasn't happened yet. Perhaps you've created a fantasy of the good old days or some elusive utopian destination that lies somewhere in the future when this or that happens to make things better. Live one day at a time. Each day is a new beginning filled with truth and beauty. Stay away from the ghost lands of past and future. Avoid nostalgia and longing for something better. Find joy in what is present in your life today. Yeah, I like that. So definitely flexibility, this purification, all this transformation is just unfolding so beautifully with this message. All right. And then we're also going to pull from the Tarot of Dreams. Let's see what the final messages they have for you regarding this solstice. All right. So what else for Virgo, please? Okay, evidently that one too. All right. I like that the first card that pops up is the nostalgia card, which is exactly what I was thinking with these ghost lands, because this is called the nostalgia card, and this actually is mentioned nostalgia. So this is about looking over your past. And even though it says that we can't change the past, it's gone, we can change the story that we apply to it, right? Because when we realize in each moment that each moment is either of unconditional love or the fears of losing conditional love. When we go back and look at a memory, if it's not of unconditional love, then we know it has fear in it. And when we look at the memory of what someone did, something said, however they, whatever, came out of their mouth or what they did physically, and we allowed it to, it ignited fear within us. That's why we have a memory of fear. We can realize that if their actions were not of unconditional love, then their actions were of fear too. Which, when the human goes into fear, it does things that are catty. It goes into like a cat mind. It hisses and attacks, or it hisses and runs away, or it hisses, attacks, and then runs away. But the reason why they're hissing is because something scared them. That little person inside of them, this, little child self, when it felt unsafe or out of control, it ignited alarms that caused the cat mind to take over. And it's going to do whatever it feels it needs to do. That's unkind a lot of times, unintelligent, because it's not a human. It's a cat that's doing it, a scaredy cat. So it's going to do whatever it feels it needs to feel safe and back in control again. And it's not personal. I realized that they were just, acting out. Something spooked them. It's like when you're holding a cat with claws and someone slams the door and it scares the cat. The cat doesn't tap on you and go, "Excuse me, can you put me down? I'm about to freak out." No, it just and does what it's going to do to feel safe. Well, that's what happened. It scratched you. And you realize, oh, okay, it wasn't on purpose. It was just its nature at the time. You start looking at them differently, the situation differently, and yourself differently too. So that's what you can do with the past, but you can't live there. You're just changing and transforming the impact that memory has on you. Neo, the Knight of Wands. So beautiful, beautiful fiery energy. It's the fastest knight in the entire deck. And so I feel like there is this movement that is happening in your life during the solstice. A lot of fiery energy. So I like just this energy of whatever this fast, volatile energy. I kind of feel like there's, again, opposites. Like when a storm comes, like I was talking about, when this energy just comes flooding in, you're able to adapt. You learn to bend with the energy rather than react to it. And you have the Moon card. Beautiful. So you really are diving deep into your unconscious and subconscious, understanding what is below the surface here during this time, which is no surprise. Virgos, you are big thinkers and big investigators, so you are really diving into the unknown, trying to understand what it is that it brought things about, why you feel the way you do, how can I transform that? So beautiful, beautiful, revealing energy that's coming in here for you. Yeah. Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So you definitely, Virgos, you are the 6th house. So you are all about body and understanding what your body is trying to tell you, the journey of the body. And, but I really feel like a lot of this has to do with you trusting what your body has to tell you and taking time to nurture yourself during this too. Yeah. Because you have the Two of Wands. You understand wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands. When you focus on the beautiful, beautiful energy of gratitude and what you do want in your life, unconditional love, joy, peace, laughter, those things expand and those things grow. If you focus on what is missing in your life, what you have in your life that you don't want, or what you fear, those things expand instead. So really, during the solstice, your understanding with all of this conflict and bending with the wind and looking at memories and living in the now versus the future and the past, I feel like there's all this opposites that are happening, and you're realizing whatever you're focusing your energy on is what is expanding in the moment. So really learning to stand into your within your own power here. Yeah. the tree of life. This is specific to this deck only. And it's the tree of life of the Kabbalah, however you want to pronounce that. But it's our journey from our spirit self down here to our human self, and the path to get back. And this energy that's coming in is showing you that you're so much more than just your human side, that you are this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So the contrast are really coming in here, because in order to understand our unconditionally loving, powerful, supernatural self that's of love and joy and peace and laughter, we come down here, experience conditional love, the opposite. That which is restrictive versus that which is expansive. This is opposite of joy. So, sadness. We experience happiness, of course, in the upper realm. We experience peace. Here we experience chaos. So it's the opposite. It's showing the difference between the two sides of things. And so contrast, I feel, is a huge message and learning for you during this solstice. Yeah, there you go. So you really understand with the Hierophant, the number 5, the faith. This really shows you, they get into what are their truths, their capital T truths. Who am I? And what, the outside world has all its rules, its small t truths. So you're understanding really who you are through this experience, who you're not, and who you are. So I love it for you, Virgo. All right. So if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these readings, I also put out pick a card readings, weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign, monthly readings for each zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get updated immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then also clicking the subscribe button gives you access to the notification bell. When you go in there, there is an option for all. If you select it, 2 things happen. 1, you get notified immediately when new videos come out. Also, you get notified, number 2, when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I know. In addition to all of that, doing those things helps to spread the Zen love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy, it wants to automatically share the videos of my channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know that I am very, very grateful. And these are general readings. If you want even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, Virgos, as you go through this solstice, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing solstice. I'm sure we'll be talking very soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.